today's guest is Chuck Anderson, a strategist who helps business owners design, recruit, train, and manage affiliate partner networks that actually perform consistently. Chuck specializes in turning scattered or underperforming affiliate efforts into structured, scalable systems. His work helps entrepreneurs move away from one-off promotions and instead build a long-term ecosystem where affiliates are motivated, supported, and aligned with the mission of the business. You know, I love that. If you've ever thought, I know affiliates could work for my business, but I don't know how to make it sustainable, this conversation is for you. Hello, Chuck. Welcome to Leading with Purpose.
Mark, I am so honored to be here. And that was a very nice introduction. Well done.
Right.
I hope I live up to that today.
Well, I know that based on your history, that is what you do for clients all the time. People will get out of this what they get out of it, but I know that you always come fully ready to be generous with your wisdom, your experience. And some people may not even know what an affiliate is. I talk about it all the time. You and I, it's normal stuff, but people also define it a little bit differently for different people. Tell us, when people say, what is an affiliate? How do you define that for our industry?
Yeah, and I thank you for that, because I think the word has a different definition for a lot of people, especially in the transformational industry and coaches and consultants that we tend to work with. When they hear the word affiliate, what they automatically think of is a JV or a joint venture or a promotion swap. And that's one type of affiliate relationship, but very simple. An affiliate program is, an affiliate is someone who promotes you, promotes some offer that you have, and that's going to help you to generate leads and bring in clients. And when your clients pay you, you then take a percentage of the money that your clients pay you and you pay it back to your affiliate as a commission. And on the other side, you can also be an affiliate. You can promote other people's stuff that has an affiliate program, and you can earn commissions. And that's really what an affiliate program is. It's the two sides. You have affiliates who are promoting offers, looking to earn commissions or a portion of the revenue. And you, on the other side, you have the offer. You are looking for affiliates to promote you. And so we work with the latter. And that is, most of our clients are, and the people that we work with are coaches and consultants and people with services and offers, and they want to get as many affiliates promoting them as possible, because that's where their leads and their clients come from.
So I know this is a big loaded question about how do you get people to do that, because it seems like the main thing most of the partners that I work with, they want the same thing for them. Mm-hmm. So it usually is a cross promotion. If you're ask people to promote you, then they're going to say, okay, can you promote me also? Or is there a way to get more people to promote you than you're promoting back?
Yeah, there absolutely is a way, and it takes some creativity and some planning ahead. And what happens is, when you don't, first of all, this side of it, and that is when you don't plan ahead, when you don't already have a plan on how you're going to do that, then you end up doing the default. And I always talk about how, JVs or promotion swaps tend to be the default, especially in our industry. And so if you're on a one-on-one call with somebody who you're asking them to promote you, if you don't have a structure or an offer and a reason for them to promote you without you promoting them back, then you're going to end up with the default. And so most people, just because they don't have that in place, are going to say, okay, well, Mark, could you promote my webinar in February? And you say, yeah, that's great. I will definitely do that. And by the way, my workshop is in March. I'll get you to promote me back. And that's a perfectly fine proposition when it makes sense for your list, when it makes sense for, your promotion schedule and all of that. But I talk to so many people, and they're like, well, do I have to do the reciprocal thing all the time? And actually you don't. And, in my background, where I ran an affiliate program for a $20 million seminar company, 40% of our sales of that 20 million came from our affiliate partners. Reciprocal promotions were like the smallest part of that whole arrangement. The majority of our affiliates were people with media. So at the time, a lot of email newsletters. Today, it's still email newsletters. It's Facebook groups. It's podcasters. It's people with communities. It's people with YouTube channels. Anyone who has reach, and they are just simply looking for an opportunity to monetize their audience. And so really the proposition is they will promote you, and you do your best to take those leads and turn them into clients. And when they do, and when your client pays you, you're going to pay them a commission, and that's helping them monetize. Now, you can still do this with people who you would typically partner with or swap with. But again, you have to be creative. And what we like to do is do things like collaborative campaigns. And so if you don't want to do the default where I promote you, you promote me, come up with a collaborative campaign that sits in between your, outreach and where you meet people. It could be at networking events, could be through your podcast, could be whatever. And then ultimately what they want people to promote. And our favorite kind of collaborative campaign is a virtual summit. So our partners they're promoting us, but they're really simultaneously promoting themselves. In fact, they perceive it as a way to promote themselves. They're not really doing it to promote me. It's a collaborative effort. So, for example, we just did a webinar recently where it was a panel webinar. It was me plus 5 of my guests. And I interviewed them on a panel, and they all helped to promote the event. And so none of them are asking us to promote them back. That was the collaborative event. It was something that they perceived as something that would promote them. And so it is a one-way. And now anyone that signed up for that event who becomes our client, we're going to pay them a very healthy commission and share of the revenue because of that. And so it's win-win-win. It's a win for the audience. It's a win for your partners. It's a win for you. And when you structure that, this is why we start talking about ecosystems and things like that, where if you build more of this collaborative stuff into your offers, then you don't have to rely on the default. Do swaps when they make sense, but don't have that be the default way that you partner.
Somebody that's might be listening and not familiar with affiliates, this might sound a little overwhelming. So I'm going to bring it back in a moment. But before we do that, I want to make sure they understand why they want to listen a little bit more about the basics of it. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the reason why this is the number one marketing strategy? Because again, for somebody that's just hearing it, it's like, oh, that's just one more thing to do. I'll just keep posting on Facebook, or I'll just keep doing the thing that I'm doing. Why is affiliate marketing your go-to?
Yeah, well, first of all, because you are busy doing things like creating content for Google and for Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and all of the things, maybe even YouTube. And it's a lot of work. A lot of people think of that as free advertising. It's not really free because you're paying with your time. And what is your time worth? And so we always talk about that there's 3 types of traffic. There's the organic traffic, which a lot of people think is free. And that's what we just talked about, the Googles, the Facebooks, the LinkedIns, the social media, the YouTubes. Then when you get frustrated, you don't have enough time, you go, well, maybe I just pay for the traffic, and you'll run ads like Facebook ads or something like that. And of course, you can open your wallet, you can buy as many leads as you want, but you probably don't have the budget for that. So then there's the third way, and that is referral traffic. And that is what you want to think about is who already has lists or groups or reach of my ideal customer that I want to get, and how can I structure a program where they will promote me to that group? And it's not something you have to pay up front for. And so getting back to your question is why? Because it's the only strategy where you pay after the sale is made. Whereas all of the other strategies, and this is why I prefaced it the way I did, is because even with the so-called free, not free traffic that you're getting, you're paying with your time, constant content creation,
upfront,
well, with all of that.
Yep.
or the paid traffic where you're paying with your money and hoping and praying that you're going to get a positive return on investment. And both of those are what most people are doing. I've taught, I used to own an ads agency. I used to own an SEO agency. So I know all of the things. When I really look at my entire history, almost 30 years online now, can't believe it's been that long. I had to ask myself, what has always worked the best? What has always been the most consistent? And that is referral traffic, having other people promote us to their lists, and then compensating them very, very well for doing that.
And we talked about ecosystems. You help clients create a 12-month affiliate strategy in as little as 90 minutes. What are the core elements that most people are missing when they try to wing it with affiliates?
Yeah, there's a few things. Number one is I'll even work backwards, right? And so I think it has to start with a really compelling offer. Be generous with the amount, the percentage of revenue that you're willing to share with your affiliate, but not too generous. And so the mistake there is some people try to pay the bare minimum. And so it's like, here's my $5,000 coaching program, and I'm going to pay you the equivalent of what would be like 3% of that. And it's not exciting enough to get people involved. But at the same time, if you have a $5,000 coaching program, you don't have to give them 50% either, right? And so that there's being generous, but too generous. And so you want to come up with a dollar amount. People often think in percentages, but I'm going to suggest take that a step further. Do the math for them. Don't say, oh, I pay 20%. Tell them that you pay them $1,000 commission on this $5,000 product. Now, everyone knows what $1,000 is, so they're going to be excited about it. So that's the first thing, is you have to have an offer that's clear. And so, Mark, every time someone you refer to me becomes a client, I'm going to pay you $1,000 for that. Great. That's exciting. Everyone knows what they could do with $1,000. So that's tick box number one, and that is a compelling offer. The second thing is, what are you going to ask them to promote? Is it going to be a webinar, a workshop, or an event, or a lead magnet? And highly recommend that it's something free to start with. A lot of people try to shortcut the system, go, well, my affiliates can just send them right to my order page and they're going to sign up for my $5,000 coaching program.
Where's my $500 program? They're not.
Right. Yeah. Or even the $100 program, to be perfectly frank. Like if we compare the results between having a free offer that leads to a paid offer and just going directly to the paid offer, the free that leads to the paid wins every time. Right? Yeah. We're very big on tracking the numbers and all of that. So you want to have a free offer that's a value add for your affiliate. So when they send it out to their list, they look like a hero for recommending it. It's like, hey, here's this free thing that, is going to help you out. And so that's going to help you to generate leads that you can then turn into clients. But it doesn't stop there because, again, you got to remember your affiliates and your partners, they don't work for you. They're busy people. You got to make it very, very easy for them. So pre-write emails that they can copy, paste, and send. Pre-write social media posts that they can copy, paste, and post. And even write little invite scripts that they could send to their friends via text message or WhatsApp or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, and invite people personally. And so you just make it so brain dead simple that all they have to do is copy, paste, and send, right? That's the first thing, or that's the second thing. So working backwards, we have our offer, then we've made it our affiliate program with our copy and everything. That just makes it really, really super easy. And then what you want to use to fill that is you need some way of meeting affiliates. And so going to networking events is a great way to meet partners and events. And partners and affiliates. And I meet a lot of them at virtual events and live events. In fact, historically, that's where majority of them have been, where we meet and partner with people. And So events are absolutely the best. And in between events, I like using my podcast because, let's say, Mark, you and I didn't know each other, and I email you and say, hey, Mark, I came across you on LinkedIn, and I think we'd make really good partners, and I'd like to invite you to my affiliate program so I can pay you some money. And you think that is exciting, but probably that's going to get ignored or perceived as spam or whatever. So we need a good way to get into relationship with people that doesn't involve pitching them right out of the gate. For that, I use my interview style podcast. And so I can identify Mark as being, oh, Mark, I found you on LinkedIn. It looks like we serve the same group. I have a podcast and I would love to invite you to be interviewed on my podcast. Would you be open to that? Now, you're going to perceive that as a way to promote yourself. So you're likely to say yes. And then, we can propose partnership a little bit later on once we've gotten to know each other. But, you're going to have your go-to way of meeting affiliates. Networking events are great. I love using my LinkedIn plus my interview style podcast. So if you have a podcast, you can use it in that way. So you need those three parts. You need a way to find affiliates. You need to give them everything they need to make it super easy. And you need that compelling offer that is really exciting, generous, but not too generous, so that they will want to promote you.
I love that. And again, always start with that win-win-win attitude in mind. And I know that when you work with your clients, you always start by reviewing past results, both the wins, the things that went well, and the failures, things that didn't go so well. Why do you believe this step is so critical, and what patterns do you typically uncover when people look honestly at what they've already tried?
Yeah. One of the mistakes that I see is that people's marketing attempts are very iterative. So, I try something that didn't work, and instead of reverting back to a time where they were getting the best possible result, they just plan something else and go, and then they plan something else and go, and you're just it's like spinning the roulette wheel. Like you're hoping for a win, but maybe you'll win, but most likely you're not going to. And so you're just kind of hoping and praying things are going to work. And so instead, and then you end up at a place where, well, nothing works. So I'm just going to go create this new thing, right? And we hear it all the time in our industry. Oh, I'm creating a new program. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, why? Why are you creating a new program? What was wrong with the old program? So rather than going down that path, what if we just went back to a time where you were succeeding, where you were the most successful, and say, okay, what worked? We can also look at what didn't work, but what worked, and how do we do more of that? And how can we leverage that with our partners and our affiliates so that we're giving them an offer to promote that work? So rather than just, test after test or attempt after attempt after attempt, go back to a time where you're getting the best result and try to improve that result. If it improved, great. That becomes the new standard. If it didn't work, go back and test something else, but always branching off your last best result. And so I believe that the numbers and the story behind your best result is really going to hold the keys to building an even more successful campaign.
And I love the focus on what worked. It is really important to be able to continue tweaking the things that do work. But when affiliate promotions don't perform, I know that a lot of times, and I've seen this with our own clients, business owners often blame the affiliate. Like, oh, my launch didn't go well because of the affiliates. In your work, what are some of the most common real reason campaigns fail? And how do you think that those common mistakes can be corrected?
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I'm going to say it's never the affiliate's fault. And being the enlightened beings that we are in the transformational industry, we have to take responsibility for our results. And so that means, and this is how I approach it, is what can I do to make my affiliates more successful? What can I do to make this whole campaign work better? And what do my affiliates need? And so let's say, for the common thing that we hear is that, well, I got these affiliates that said they will promote me, but they didn't promote me. And in fact, in the early days in the industry, we used to joke that the 80-20 rule was more like the 99-1 rule. And that is 99% of your results came from 1% of your affiliates. And then we would just say, like, don't bother with the rest. And I feel bad. I was part of that club there for a while. But what I realized is that's very transactional thinking, right? It's like, oh, that affiliate promoted me, but they didn't make any sales. So therefore, I'm never working with that person again. What if it wasn't that? What if you spent some time unpacking, especially if they put in a really good attempt and you can see that they promoted you, it just didn't convert. What do you need to learn about that experience and their traffic and their audience to make it work, right? How do we make it easier for our affiliates to promote and take the follow through? How do we structure our campaign to where following through is a no-brainer, right? And this is why we love summits and giveaways and panels and collaborative events so much, because they have a vested interest in it. And so we've made it a no-brainer. They perceive it as promoting themselves even more than promoting me. And so we get a 99% follow-through rate. Well, we've flipped the 99-1 rule on its head, right? And so it's not transactional. It's not like what these lazy affiliates are not promoting me. It's like, no. What can I do to inspire or build into my ecosystem where follow-through is automatic? And that's what really solves the problem. And that's where we have to take a very responsible approach to look at this and go, okay, so they're not following through on my offer. They're probably just busy, or they don't know what to do, or maybe they needed a little bit of training, right?
Absolutely. All those things. And a lot of times, people say, oh, they didn't, I'm looking at the clicks, I'm looking at the numbers. It doesn't even look like and yet they may not have even seen your emails. And so people are afraid to follow up and say, did you get it? And do you have everything that you need?
I did a campaign just this past week where we had 5 major partners promoting it. And a few days before the event, we were looking at it, and 3 out of the 5 were killing it. They were doing very, very well. And 2 out of the 5, it looked like one hadn't done anything, and it looked like the other one had done very little. And so we could say we have a choice. We could say, oh, those 2 partners, right? Or we could say, how can we support those 2? What is it that is missing from our end that we could bring to the table that will inspire those 2 to follow through? And honestly, sometimes it's just as simple as an email saying, hey, just checking in, see how it's going. Do you need any support? Do you need any help? It's not like, hey, you agreed to promote on Wednesday and you didn't promote on Wednesday. No, that's transactional thinking. It's more, we're just trying to, find out from them what they need. So we did that. And one of those 2 ended up being our top promoter for the event. It's just from a simple reach out. There was one little thing that, she was using the wrong link or misunderstood something. And so we cleared it up and she became our top promoter. So you never know. Don't make it transactional. Make it about relationships. So if you really honor the relationship, then reach out and support and really nurture the follow through. And when you do that, then you'll win. And 80% of the time, I think that the lack of follow through could be solved with just some simple love and outreach to the partner who already agreed to promote you.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of times, again, people are afraid to follow up because they don't want to seem transactional. They're like, well, they said they were going to mail today, but I'm not seeing anything. And when you say, hey, we're friends, I can just reach out and just say, Chuck, I know you said you're mailing today and we're not seeing that. Oh my God, I mailed this morning. Oh, the affiliate link is broken. That stops you from the next mailing that you were about to do from sending another broken one, because otherwise people don't hear it. They keep promoting a bad link. So the idea of when you're building a real relationship, it's okay to just reach out and say, we were tracking this. But that brings up a question generally around tracking, because there's lots of different ways to do it. Having a good affiliate system is important, I think. as far as tracking goes and kind of the technology, what should business owners look for when they're setting up their own systems?
Mm-hmm. Well, the very first step you're going to take is you're going to look at your existing systems and see if it has affiliate tracking capabilities. Because I get asked all the time, like, what's the go-to software platform or what's the go-to CRM platform? And, depending on when you're listening to this, I mean, at the time, I will mention what Go High Level is very, very popular. And, yes, it has affiliate tracking capabilities. Is that the go-to platform? Not necessarily. If you're already in it, then great. You have affiliate tracking capabilities. But the platform you're already in might have affiliate tracking capabilities. And I will tell you that moving from one platform to another there's usually not a good business case for doing that. It's just a make work project, and you're going to lose 75% of your list,
right?
In the process of moving it from one platform to another. So step one is check what you already have and see if it has affiliate. What's that?
You mentioned the word CRM, and I know what that is, but just for anybody who may not be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, customer relationship management platform. And so in other words, it's where you host your email list and how you generate leads. So for example, a lot of people will use a platform like MailChimp or something like that to host a email list, and they gather leads and they will use that to email out. Now, and why? Because it's usually free to start, and a lot of people are using it for their newsletters. However, it does not have affiliate tracking capabilities. So that's an example of one where you're probably going to want to move your list or at least connect it to something else that does have affiliate tracking capabilities. So you might be in something like Go High Level or System.io or Kartra or Kajabi or ClickFunnels, and there's lots and lots of platforms that we could mention that do have affiliate tracking capabilities. The very first step you're going to do is check to see what you are currently using to host your business and to host your contacts list, and look into whether or not it has those capabilities.
So that brings to mind kind of a shift in the conversation. There's kind of two parts I see with affiliate management. We were just talking about the kind of the structure of it, the technology, the tracking. That's not my favorite part, but it's such an important piece of it. The upfront piece is really the relational part of how are we a good fit? How are we both serving? Talk about that win-win-win. What are some of the things that you look for? Like, how do you know, because you do a lot of networking and not everybody is a good fit for everybody. So whether it's for yourself or for your clients particularly, what is the process that you go through to tell if somebody's a really good aligned partnership? And are there steps that you do in the beginning of partnering with somebody?
And in fact, I'll take that up further. And there's 5 steps that we do that really map out the entire journey. We call it the 5 keys of running a highly successful affiliate program. And the first one is recruiting your affiliates or finding a partner or affiliate. Most people start and stop there. There's definitely 4 more things you need to do after that. But the first thing is recruiting not just anyone, but the right fit. And the first thing I look for is, okay, Mark, do we serve the same target audience? Do we serve the same kind of people? Is there good collaboration opportunity here? So if you promote me and if we end up doing a swap, I promote you, is that a good fit? Is it a good match? And you can go on, some people go further than that and go, well, what's your list size and things like that. It's a question I very rarely ask because list size is so relative. But I might, in my discovery, find out some, hey, do you run webinars and events? And when you promote them, how many people do you typically have on your events? I mean, that's much more useful information to me than how big is your list? I know plenty of lists that are 100,000 people that couldn't put 10 people in a webinar, right?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up because, again, some people get really uncomfortable about that and some people get uncomfortable about asking it. And the way that you shape that is so different. Instead of saying, how big is your list, you can say, well, how well do you perform?
really, and without actually saying the word perform, but yes, asking some other question to give you a sense. And it's not like, oh, well, you can put 100 people in your webinar and I can put 300 people in mine. So it's not about comparison. It's just about, gauging, are we a good fit or not? And because I don't care, I don't care if you can put 10 people in my event or 100 people in my event. Are we a good fit? That's the first, are we a good match? So recruiting. So we find our affiliates that way, but then we, like I said, most people start and stop there. They recruit their affiliate, they give them an affiliate link and some swipe copy and go, okay, go promote me. Why didn't you promote me? And so we have to go beyond that. So the second step is to train them. Do not assume that they know what to do with your swipe copy. Even though everyone knows how to send an email, don't assume that they know what to do. They're going to open the document and they're not going to do any thinking, right? They just don't. They're already busy. So you have to show them, take this email, copy and paste it in, do the first name thing, put your affiliate link in and send it out, right? It takes 2 minutes to say that on a video tutorial or in a live meeting. So we train them. Here's what you do with the emails. Here's what you do with the social media posts. Here's the schedule that we're following or the date range that we're asking to send these out in. We give them that training. And so we set those expectations along with dates. And so we'll say, there's our promotion window and here's 3 emails. Can you pick 3 dates within that window that work for you? Or we will suggest dates and go, okay, great. So now that you know what to do and you have the dates, is it okay? And this is the answer to your other question, Mark, about being shy about following up with them, because the third step is management. So in between training and management, we say one very important yes or no question. And that is it okay if I reach out to you during the promotion period to just check in and see how it's going? And they always say yes to that, right? So now you have permission. You can email them all you want. Hey, it's Wednesday. They said they were going to do it on Tuesday. Let me check in. Hey, Mark, just wanted to see, I know in our last conversation you were going to email on this date, and this date. Just wanted to check in and see how that's going. And so that's the management piece. And some people call it herding of the cats, but when you do it right, there's no herding of any cats. They're not cats. They're very willing participants who want to follow through because they want to follow through on their word. They said,
I want to be in integrity.
Right. In integrity. And if they're not, and they go, oh man, I messed that up. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll send it today. Right. And sometimes that happens, but you're managing the follow through. Don't just give them the copy and the link and the dates and hope for the best. Actually work with them. This is the relationship piece. So that's the third step. The fourth step is to celebrate the wins and show gratitude. And I've had people who did a promotion who we thought we'd do more. They only sent us 1 lead, but we sent them a letter of gratitude and saying, hey, thank you so much. We look forward to your participation again. And they're like, oh man, thanks. But I'm so embarrassed. I only sent 1 and when's your next one? I'll do it. And then they go from 1 to 100 just because we said, thank you. Right. Thank you. Not like, oh, that silly affiliate only sent me 1 lead. We said, thank you for sending that 1 lead. That's amazing. We look forward to doing this again. And that's the 5th step, is to ask them to repeat. Could they do it again in the future? So it's our mantra, our 5 keys: recruit, train, manage, celebrate, repeat. And that's, if you do all those 5 things, you can't help but to win, because you're approaching it from a relationship point of view and not a transaction.
Absolutely. One of the things that came up when you're talking about the 5 steps, I think it was during step 3, I was thinking about how you want to be the kind of partner that you want to attract as well. And so while you want to be as clear in communicating and make sure everybody has all the information so that they can follow through, that you also want to follow through. You want to make sure that you do put it on the calendar. And I know that it's really easy with all the things that people have going on that they don't see an email or whatever else. And so again, when somebody reaches out to us and says, hey, do you have that on the calendar? Like, oh, thank goodness you reminded me ahead of time. You'd be grateful for that and not feel like, oh, they're just being transactional. No, they're just helping you to stay organized because, we all need it. So being the kind of partner that you want to attract.
Yes, I love that. Be the kind of partner that you want to attract. And so that, because it's again, that's an integrity conversation as well. It's like, if I'm expecting you, Mark, to do 110% effort in promoting me, and I do the bare minimum, there's a misalignment there. And that energy, okay, for those we're in the transformation industry, so we might as well go with that. But the energy of doing the bare minimum is, if you believe in what you put out there, you'll receive back. You're going to receive back the bare minimum. Right?
Totally. And you mentioned the transformation industry. We've talked about integrity a lot. You are a leader of leaders. The people that you serve are leading communities, and you're helping lead them in this marketing strategy. The name of our show is Leading with Purpose. And I'm curious for you, what does leading with purpose mean to you, Chuck?
Leading with purpose, first of all, what's the mission? We call the people we work with big impact experts. And we know that because from the conversations we have with them, they prioritize impact over profits. When we ask them why they do what they do, it's because they want to make a big positive impact in the lives of their clients, in their communities, in their country, and even the world, right? Because they're very, impact means a lot. They want to know that their work is meaningful, that it is benefiting people in a positive way. So when I think of what is my purpose, the check-in always is this making a difference? Is there a ripple effect to the work that I do? So, Mark, if you're a leader of leaders also, which you are, and I'm working with you, there's a ripple effect of that. And so I work with you, you work with others, they work with others, they work with others, etc. And that makes a huge impact. And so for me, I always envision everything I do, everything I create, every decision I make, every podcast that I'm on, every event that I host, is it making a difference? And for me, if the answer is no, I stop doing it, right? Or maybe I thought it would make a difference and I'm like, no, the energy was all wrong on that. Yeah. Right? And getting back to that, does it align with what I really want to do? And, my legacy is that I want the work to have made a difference positively in the lives of others.
I love that. And you mentioned every event you do, you wanted to make a difference. You host an event every month that goes over a lot of these things. Tell us a little bit about what that event is and how people can participate in that.
Yeah, so I do a workshop every month. It's a free 90-minute workshop, and it's very important to me. It's free. I consider it to be the front door of my business. It takes everything that we've talked about here, and I teach it at A to Z, A to Z, however you want to say it. Z, I'm Canadian, so I didn't even know how to say it anymore.
As we hear the Z, we know.
From start to finish, we'll put it that way, okay? So it's called How to Get Affiliates to Send You Clients and Fill Your Events. And I added that and fill your events part because so many people that we know in the transformation industry get clients through webinars and workshops in some sort of virtual event. And we don't want you to give up on them because you can't fill them. And affiliates will help you to fill them. In fact, in that workshop, you're going to learn 3 types of affiliate relationships that can fill any webinar, workshop, or coaching program to full capacity when you do it right and you do some of the things that I've already talked about here today. So it's 90 minutes. It's absolutely free. You'll walk away knowing exactly what it is, the map, the business model that you can start to use immediately, regardless of your stage of business. You could be early stage or you could be like mega influencer. The model's the same, just at scale. And so you're going to walk away knowing all of that and what to do, and plus some tips on how to accelerate your growth through affiliate partnerships.
I love that you brought up that it's the full spectrum, whether you're just starting off, because a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm not ready for JVs yet. And like, plant the tree now so that when you are ready, come and learn. But then there's also a lot of people who are like, oh, I've been doing JVs forever. And they're like, okay, well, how are they working out? Oh, I'm not filling my events. And anytime I hear that, I'm like, well, if you're not filling your events through JVs, there's something that could probably be tweaked and done better. And I believe Chuck could probably help you out with that. So even if you are experienced, if you're not getting the results from your JVs or you're not able to fill your events, definitely come to this. And we'll put the links below, but tell us what is the URL again?
It's, well, I wish I had a better one. It's CMAPN, it's my initials, .com/webinar. And so, yeah, you can also find me at chuckandersoncoaching.com. The links are already there. That's probably easier. We'll send you both of those. And I wanted to add something that you really said that really stood out to me about stage of business, right? Because we could take someone obviously who has a 100,000 person list and we could really leverage that. And there's a lot of scalability that we can add to that because they have this big list. And a lot of early stage people, like our events, we survey all of our events. We know that 70% of our audience are early stage people. Like, I'm just starting my coaching program. And I'm like, awesome. And they're like, well, I'm not ready for this yet. I'm like, let me ask you a question. Do you have a list of at least 0? If the answer is yes, then we have a solution for you. In fact, if you go and try to do some of the other things like partner swaps and things like that with a list that's too small, you're going to spin your wheels and you're going to get very frustrated. But if you have a list of 0, but you have a purpose, you have a message, and you have an ideal audience, we can help to structure a collaborative campaign that will help you to go from 0 to growing list right away. In fact, if I had to start my business again, all over again from clean slate tomorrow, this is exactly what I would do before I do any sort of Google stuff, social media, YouTube, even podcasting. I wouldn't do any of it. I would host a webinar. I would craft the message for that webinar, and I would go and find partners to help me fill it. You go from 0 to launched in one event. And it's, hear me when I say this, it does not have to be hard.
That is an important message, because I think that the work that we do is very serious, and we are big impact focused, and we can't do the big impact stuff if we're not having fun, taking care of ourselves, and enjoying the ride.
Absolutely. In fact, absolutely enjoy the ride. They say that life's too short. Yeah, it's too short to do things you don't love to do. And that's what's wonderful about the transformational industry, because a lot of us got into this because we wanted to make a big impact while doing work that we love with people that we love to serve, right? And so that's it.
Well, Chuck, I am very excited. Again, I want people to check out, we'll put the links below to come check out your monthly workshop. What are the last words you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
Yeah. So here's how I end every conversation. And that is, there's no challenge too big to be overcome. And you might be one collaboration or partnership away from the big breakthrough that you need to make that big positive impact in the world that you are meant to make. So just keep moving forward. Look for people to work with, and that's it. That's, the only way to fail is to quit. So keep moving forward.
I love it. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for the work that you do. I'm grateful for our connection and look forward to more collaborations with you.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate this time. Thank you.
My pleasure. And for all of you out there, we appreciate you not only here listening, but for you showing up for your clients and for your partners. And we'd love to hear from you. So if you want to post questions or comments below, we'll make sure to respond as well. Thank you. Keep shining your light. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Leading with Purpose. We hope today's conversation has inspired you to lead with purpose and make a meaningful impact. If you're ready to discover where you stand on your leadership journey, I invite you to take the Soulful Leadership Assessment. It's a powerful tool to help you align with your leadership style and your true purpose.